Hello everybody, Happy New Year! Again, it's 2020. I feel like I need to keep saying that because it truly is 2020. You get yet another beautiful year with yours truly, Yammie Noob. I just want to say thanks again for a great 2019. 2020 is going to be even better. There's lots of cool bikes coming out, some new gear, and lots of cool stuff happening over here at Yammie Noob. You guys know that at 1 million subscribers, we're going to be getting a Turbo Busa, but word on the grapevine is that we might be getting a Busa a bit sooner than that, but we'll see, won't we? Today, we're going to go over the different prices of helmets and whether they are actually safer or not. If you're new to riding or you just got started, you may have gone to a gear shop only to find that there's helmets as cheap as $75 to well over $1,000 for special editions. As a newbie, you're gonna wonder, Yammie, what is the difference? Should I feel less safe in a cheap helmet if that's all I can afford? Baby squids, I'm here to dispel some myths for you. So do me a favor, hit like on this video and subscribe down below and let's get started. Number one, what is a safe helmet? So before we jump into any broad comparisons of brands or models, we need to establish what a safe helmet actually is. You can find literally hundreds of no-name brands on eBay, Craigslist, or Amazon. You get the idea. These are all helmet brands that no one really has ever heard of, and their biggest issue is that they lack a certification from DOT, ECE, or Snell. For riders in the UK or Australia, there is a Sharp in the UK that gives ratings to helmets, and then there is Crash as well, which independently tests helmets too. So DOT, every motorcycle helmet sold within the US must comply with the Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standards. This standard outlines minimum requirements that a helmet must meet. It's things such as impact resistant, force absorption, straps, coverage, and so on are all the standard. If you want to be super proactive, you can Google FMVSS218 and go to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration page and read it. That was really hard to read on the script. In simple terms, if a helmet is sold in the US, it needs to meet at the absolute minimum a DOT rating. The ECE rating. This is short for the Economic Commission for Europe. An ECE-rated helmet can be worn in Europe and is accepted in 47 countries. This makes life so much easier for riders in Europe because it eliminates the need for individual countries to test helmets. Not every DOT helmet found in the US will carry an ECE rating and vice versa. This doesn't make any one helmet more or less safer than others. We're going to talk about a little bit more of that later. Consider that some companies may produce a certain helmet specific for certain markets and opt to not get certified by a certain organization to save costs or whatever it might be. Now, the Snell rating. You've probably heard of this as one of the best or something along those lines. The Snell rating is known for being a more thorough and rigorous rating than the DOT's process and the ECE's. Snell is an independent company that tests helmets and is not part of any government organization, committee, nor sanctioning organization. They exist outside of the law. They simply test helmets as a third party with no interest in being persuaded by manufacturers or organizations that also test and rate helmets. If you look at a helmet right now and don't see a single rating or certification on it, then it probably is not safe to wear. Now, the second thing we're going to talk about is you get what you pay for. I'm not trying to scare anyone here, especially if you bought a lower priced helmet instead of an Arai or a Shoei. It's cool, bro. Some of the top brands don't even carry all the certifications, so don't sweat it. Some Shoeis only carry a DOT rating even at a price above $500, such as the GT Air. Other brands such as Speed and Strength have helmets under $100 that carry a DOT and ECE rating. Which one would you choose? If money wasn't an issue, you might end up in the Shoei, assuming you're not going to be riding in Europe. You get what you pay for is more of a statement of comfort and convenience than the safety of the helmet it provides. Factors such as wind noise, chin curtains, cutouts for speakers, interior sunshades, and the availability of accessories are what make a $600 helmet worth it over a $100 one. Actually, you can do this. If you go to your local cycle gear shop, whatever it might be, try on different helmets. Pick up a helmet that's $100, something like an Icon Alliance, and then try on a Shoei RF1200, one of those helmets. You'll immediately notice the difference in comfort. The type of materials used inside of it are a lot comfier, the wind noise is going to be substantially less, and it's just going to be nicer to use for a longer time. This is a similar argument that people make in driving a Corolla versus a BMW. Both are cars, both are rated to be safe and all of that, but one is just substantially nicer on the inside than the other one. So what are the typical prices for a motorcycle helmet? Well, I'm glad you asked. The average price of a helmet is about $250. This includes everything under $250, such as the $125 and $135 price range, and also the most expensive helmets, such as the ones in the $400 to $600 range. What is ridiculous? If you're new to motorcycling, a ridiculous price point for a helmet is anything over $700, but to each their own. Just don't feel bad jumping on your R3 or Ninja 400 with a $125 helmet on. You don't need anything over $600 to start this hobby and to be safe. Now, that's nothing against the lower price brands, but some of them feel cheap in material and workmanship. Your helmet's only going to be on your head every time you ride, so comfort and convenience might be an important consideration for you to have. And also, people start motorcycling in all kinds of different places. Maybe you're an 18-year-old and you're very price sensitive. Maybe you're 30 years old and you were very successful in life and $600 just isn't that much money to you. It really depends on your situation. Now, speaking of getting what you pay for, imagine winning a free motorcycle. Yes, it's that time. You already know what it is. I'm giving 3 bikes away in the beginner bike giveaway series. It's a Suzuki DRZ 400, a Ninja 400, and a CB650R. All these bikes are waiting to be won and ridden by their new owners, and it could be you. Seriously, someone watching right now could be the winner of one of these bikes. Go to yammienoob.co, pick a subscription tier, and get started. You'll get entries to win instantly, access to our Discord server, and all other cool perks, like joining up on our It Came From Craigslist channel, which is coming back later this week. If you want another way to get entries to win, head over to yammienoobmerch.com and pick out some sweet merch and start rocking it, and every dollar you spend gets you 1 entry to win. Check them out. Number 3, it's the weight. The curb weight of a 2020 Ferrari 488 Pista is around 3,055 pounds. The car's cost? It's about $330,000. The curb weight of the 2020 Corvette is 3,600 pounds. Its cost? Well, it starts around 60 grand. Why am I telling you this? In the world of performance, weight really matters a lot. When you consider a lower priced helmet to an expensive one, weight normally comes into play. The HJC CL17 weighs 1,746 grams, or about 3.85 pounds. That's not too shabby because this helmet is on par with Shoei and other brands. This helmet costs $130, give or take a few bucks. The AGV Pista GPR in carbon fiber weighs in at only 1,350 grams, or 2.98 pounds. You can purchase this helmet on Revzilla for $1,189. The weight makes a tremendous difference because the AGV saves 0.87 pounds over the HJC. If you've ever had a long track day or simply a long day of riding, the helmet can really start to get heavy and uncomfortable. What's amazing is that the AGV carries an DOT and ECE rating while being made out of carbon fiber. The HJC, well, it's made out of a standard polycarbonate shell and is Snell approved. Is the 0.87 pounds shaved worth the $1,064? Maybe, maybe not. It depends on your budget. And are both helmets safe? Yes. But keep this in mind, that doesn't mean that a lightweight helmet necessarily is always better. Remember, keep those DOT and ECE ratings in mind and make sure that they carry those ratings. You can find a super lightweight helmet that doesn't have either one of those ratings, and guess what? It's not going to keep you safe in the event of a crash. Number 4, it's the type of helmet. Oh, I had to bring this one up. The type of helmet plays a huge role in whether the helmet is safe or not. There's 4 main types of helmets. You got your full face, the 3/4, the half, and the modular. The safest by a wide margin is a full face helmet. Nothing says, I got you covered, bro, like actually covering your entire head and face. More lives have been saved with a full face helmet than any of the others. Full face helmets carry the most ECE and Snell approval ratings as well. Coming in second is the modular helmet. It fits like a full face, but it has a chin bar that pivots upward or in some cases can be removed to convert it into a 3/4 helmet. Since the modular offers protection to the entire face, it comes in at second place. Third is the 3/4 helmet. When considering ratings, these helmets still carry a Snell approval in addition to DOT and ECE, but they lack any protection for the face or chin and is somewhat dangerous to ride with. Keep in mind, the majority of accidents on motorcycles when you hit your head on the ground usually is in your chin or the lower part of your helmet. It's extremely rare to hit the top part of your helmet only when you fall off a bike. Last is the half helmet. This type is extremely popular among the cruiser crowds, but it doesn't carry any Snell approvals. They're the most exposed and would allow for the most damage to a rider's head and face during an accident. Me personally, I would never wear a half helmet on a motorcycle. Regardless of price, the full face is going to provide more protection and safety than any of the other 3 types, regardless of their cost, materials, workmanship, or rating. So what is the value of each helmet? When you look at the differences between 2 helmets at different price points, the questions will always arise. Why is helmet A more expensive than helmet B? They look the same, feel the same, and could probably just be copies of each other. A helmet's value is built upon a few things. The first is fit. How well does brand X fit on your head and how well does brand Y fit on your head? Some riders will find that some brands, especially the lower tier ones, tend to run sizes differently. If a medium doesn't fit, a large will be too big, so which size does a rider choose? Neither. Riders will normally choose to change brands instead of trying to make a helmet work in that specific brand. Fit is the most important aspect of function on a helmet. If a helmet doesn't fit you properly, it's not going to protect you properly. You could buy a $600 Shoei, but it doesn't fit on your head like a $100 helmet. Guess what? It's not going to save you as well. The second is ergonomics. More times than not, the bargain brand will have the most issues in regard to sizing, function, and features. Ergonomics plays a big part in a helmet, as does the ease of use. Some face shields take a lot of of effort to open and close, while others are simple and easy. Some brands will fog up, and others will include the pin lock shield from factory. Third is simply how well the helmet holds up. I'm not talking about in a crash. If you crash, you gotta replace it. I'm talking about how well the paint stays on, the padding stays together, and so on. A cheaper helmet may have padding that flattens too fast and loses the plush feel, making the helmet fit loose. These are some things to consider between a low-cost helmet and a higher-priced one. A lot of owners of pricey helmets report back very positive experiences, especially during longer rides and extended periods of ownership, but that might just be confirmation bias after spending a lot of money on a helmet. 6. What is the absolute safest helmet? In all honesty, it's going to boil down to the helmet that you decide to wear that fits you best. The safest helmet is simply wearing a helmet that carries ratings and certifications. My Icon helmet saved my life in a crash. That was $150 well spent. Would my Arai have been a better choice? What if I had an AGV or a Shoei? Well, I've crashed in an Arai too, and it also saved my life. The point is, I was wearing a street legal DOT certified helmet. There is no other way I'd want to replay my accident. I hope my other helmets are just as good as the Icon was, and in all honesty, they should be. The hike in price, the Arai is that much more comfortable and feels just right. But once again, the Icon saved my life, so don't feel too bad if it's all you can afford right now. In any case, wearing a helmet is always a better option than not wearing a helmet. Guys, please wear a helmet. Well, that's going to wrap up today's video. Do you still have questions on helmets? If there is anything you guys want to know and take away from today's video, is that your helmet must have a rating, and the full face helmets are the safest. Without either, you might not make it through an accident if you have one. Thanks again for watching, guys. Feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. We put out content pretty much on a near daily basis, so definitely hit subscribe. We got some really cool stuff coming in 2020 that Busa is not going to be riding itself, so definitely stay tuned for that. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later. Fact: the loudest sound in history was recorded in 1883. It was the eruption of the volcano Krakatoa. It was measured at 310 decibels, nearly as loud as an R1 with an Akrapovic exhaust. It was heard up to 3,000 miles away, just like your local Turbo Busa. Goodbye.